This is on probation for the offense.
Judge West is not here to play games. And notice how the narrator sets the stage. This isn't about mercy, it's about accountability. Quick question for you guys. If someone keeps breaking the same law while already on probation, should they really get another chance? Drop your thoughts below.
Of robbery, a second-degree felony. We were previously here, and she entered pleas of true to counts 1 through 12, all of the counts in that motion, second amended motion to revoke unadjudicated probation. I received the updated pre-sentence report as well as a letter from Ms. Dugas. Has everyone had an opportunity to review that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Are there any additions or corrections?
None from the defense, sir. Not from the state.
All right, and this was unagreed, correct?
It was a cap of 8.
Ms. Holmes, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. I've spoken with Ms. Dugas. Obviously, the various new offenses and violations is not acceptable through probation, and she understands that. She stated that throughout this time, she did not have much support. She was going through a hard time in life, and she resorted to doing and committing these offenses, not being in obviously the right state of mind to be able to successfully complete probation. Ultimately, Ms. Dugas is requesting to have the opportunity to be reinstated to complete probation, and she would like to address the court in regards to this as to her plan of how she can successfully complete if given the opportunity.
Okay, go ahead.
How you doing, Ms. West? Listening time. I get out of the world.
Speak up.
When I get out of the world, I'm going to do everything in my mental power to complete this probation.
This is a classic defense strategy, appeal to sympathy. But here's the problem. Probation itself is already mercy. When you violate it, especially with new crimes, you're basically telling the court, I can't handle freedom. Judges don't take that lightly.
I know it's going to be extended if you do grant it to me. Like getting me a job. Waiting back. Being a better mother. Being there with my family more often.
Ms. Dugas, you did the exact same thing. You robbed someone else while you're on probation for robbery. Not just robbed someone else, you failed to ID, failed to report to probation, you committed the new offense of possession of a controlled substance, you resisted arrest, it's ridiculous to me that you're saying you want a second chance, because this was your second chance. You've already been on probation. You were given the second chance of not going to prison. The fact that Ms. Holmes negotiated a cap of 8 years for you, you should thank your lucky stars. This is ridiculous. 8 years, in my opinion, is not enough. You had every opportunity to do all the things that you're taught. Stop crying, because you weren't crying when you were robbing people and using drugs and not being a good mom and not doing the things that you should have done when you were given this opportunity. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Malvino? Sorry.
I don't think I need to add anything to the report. I think you recall the agreement that 8 at the very least is appropriate for her based on the number of violations I spoke with.
Oof, that's a courtroom mic drop. Judge West is saying, you cried too late, and legally, she's right. Probation is a privilege, not a right. By the third violation, most judges would have maxed out the sentence. Honestly, 8 years. That's light compared to what she could have faced.
Mr. James yesterday, he does not want to continue to work with her. This is actually her third in TRB, so it's about her 5th chance in front of you, not just her 2nd chance.
Ms. Dugas, I'm going to find that you entered your pleas of true to counts 1 through 12 freely and voluntarily. Find those counts true. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and at this time find you guilty of robbery. I'm going to sentence you to a term of 8 years in the Institutional Division of the Texas Department of Corrections. You will receive credit on that sentence for any time that you've been in custody that the law gives you the right to receive. I'm handing you the trial court certification that shows this was an agreement that I followed, and so you've waived your right to appeal. I've also handed you a written admonishment regarding your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition. Because of the judgment entered against you, you're ineligible under Texas law to possess a firearm or ammunition. Possession of a firearm or ammunition could lead to charges against you. Firearm is a legal term, and you should read that written admonishment I provide you to see what devices qualify as a firearm. If you have questions about the laws that make you ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition, or about how long that lasts, you can talk to Ms. Holmes. I hope you take some advantage of this and actually do what you're saying you're going to do when you get out and change your life. There's programs in prison, take advantage of them, but you're not going to continue to get opportunities like this. If you continue to violate the law after this, you're going to be considered a habitual offender, and if you do anything again, your minimum punishment is going to be 25 years. 25 years minimum for what you've been doing. So you need to change your life or you're never going to see your kids, right? Go back with the bailiff.
Judge, would the court be willing to entertain a concurrence so that we would have that
Yes,
habitual
yes,
down
ma'am.
the road?
Yep.
Notice how thorough the judge is here, breaking down rights, firearm restrictions, and future consequences. That habitual offender warning, huge. Next time, the minimum sentence wouldn't be 8 years, it'd be 25. This is her last chance.
If y'all want to get that taken care of, that's fine. Brianna Williams, Mr. Parker. All right, ma'am, you're Onisha Dugas.
Yes, ma'am.
And will your client waive the formal reading of the indictment?
She'll learn.
Ms. Dugas, in cause number 24 DCCR 1603, you're charged with the second-degree felony offense of robbery from May 26th of 2024. And how do you plead to that charge? Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading guilty because you did what they charged you with? I have some documents here on the computer that have your signature on them that the state has marked as Exhibit Number 1. Before you signed these, did you go over them with Ms. Holmes?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you fully understand them?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you understand, if I follow the agreement that you've made with the district attorney, that you'll be waiving or giving up any right to appeal? Do you also understand, if you're not a U.S. citizen, that a plea of guilty or no contest may result in your deportation, exclusion from admission to the country, or denial of naturalization under federal law? State tenders number 1. It's admitted. Anna, I just touched something and it went away, and it's saying it's, I don't know where it went. Is that it? Okay. Thank you. I just needed you to get up. I could figure it out. Okay. And there's no evidence that Ms. Dugas is not competent.
Okay.
All right, ma'am, I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find that you're mentally competent and you understand the nature and the consequences of that plea. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and at this time find you guilty of robbery. Sentence you in accordance with that agreement to a term of 8 years in the Institutional Division of the Texas Department of Corrections. You will receive credit on this sentence for any time that you've been in custody that the law gives you the right to receive. This will run concurrently with the other case, which means at the same time. I'm handing you the trial court certification that shows this was an agreement that I followed, and therefore you have waived your right to appeal. All right, good luck to you, ma'am. You can go back with the bailiff.
And there it is, 8 years, running at the same time for both cases. She's lucky. If those sentences were stacked, we'd be talking 16 years behind bars. What do you think? Was Judge West too lenient, or did she strike the right balance? Let me know in the comments.